for this afternoon's women's hockey game between Union and the RPI Engineers. Let's meet the starters for both clubs. First for Union, a forward from Newtown, Pennsylvania, number 26, first-year student Jordy Nadrich. A forward from White River Junction, Vermont, number 9, senior captain Allie Devins. A forward from Toronto, Ontario, number 17, first-year student Haley Shugart. A defenseman from Ashburnham, Massachusetts, number 13, sophomore Ariana Kozakowski. A defenseman from Morrisville, New York, number 4, junior Brandy Streeter. And in goal today for Union from Grand Prairie, Nova Scotia, number 29, first-year student Katie Spooner, and the rest of the Union squad. The head coach is Josh Skiba. The assistant coaches are Mitch Baker and Wendy Colbert. Now introducing the starters for your RPI Engineers. A forward from Belleville, Ontario, number 15, senior captain Laura Orwood. A forward from Guilford, New Hampshire, number 14, junior Shayna Tomlinson. A forward from Chase Mills, New York, number 10, freshman Blake Oro. A defenseman from Copenhagen, Denmark, number 9, sophomore Josephine Hansen. A defenseman from Minnetonka, Minnesota, number 17, senior Hannah Bahonik. And in goal today for the Engineers from Sollentuna, Sweden, number 35, sophomore Lovisa Selander. And the rest of the RPI Engineers. The head coach of the Engineers in his 14th season is John Burke. The assistant coaches are Christy Cicero and Jake Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the national anthems of Canada and the United States by the RPI Pep Band.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Houston Fieldhouse for today's ECAC hockey matchup and Route 7 rivalry game between the Union Dutch women, and the RPI Engineers. The third straight day in which RPI and Union are squaring off in hockey. Of course, the men's teams played in the Mayor's Cup game, the 5th Mayor's Cup on Thursday, Union winning 3-2 in overtime. These two teams met yesterday in Schenectady, a 2-2 tie. And here is the series finale. RPI in their home whites once again. Union was wearing a special black uniforms yesterday. They're in their maroon, black and white today. As a look to move the puck through the neutral zone. Brandy Streeter, the junior from Morrisville, New York. Had it pop up on a play. We'll draw it up once again. Starting goaltenders tonight as they were yesterday. Kate Spooner, the freshman from Grand Prix, Nova Scotia. 4-11-1 on the year and 16 starts, 261 goals against, 921 save percentage. And for RPI is sophomore Lovisa Solander out of Sollentuna, Sweden. 8-13-2, 260 goals against, 916 save percentage. Josephine Hansen lost the puck in the corner. It was worked free by Haley Stugart. And worked back to the point, out of the zone and back in from Streeter. And we'll get a whistle on an offside. Just 34 seconds in, RPI and Union. Engineers are now 17-0-4 in ECAC hockey play against the Dutch women. All-time series, the Dutch women have won 3 times. None since 2012, and that was a non-conference game early in the year. Stolen away. Kate Laughlin around the net, indirect off the wall for Catherine Davis. Now to the far point for McLaren. It's a nice job to keep it in. Bouncing puck in deep. Sabrina Rapace, one of the 3 Engineers tied with 13 points on the year. Up the boards for Marissa Raspa. There's Grigsby. And now Rapace. She'll flip one behind the net. Back to pick it up, McLaren, the junior from Metcalfe, Ontario. 9 points from the blue line for McLaren. As it's carried on further by DePerio. Into the slot, stolen away. Ran up the boards, out to center. And it'll be freshman Megan Hayes to dump it into the far corner. Wrap behind. Abby Ellis, freshman from Warwick, Rhode Island. Poked away from Caitlin Russ. It'll be nabbed by Raspa, picked up again by Wren, who just shoots it right back in. There were no goals scored in the first 2 periods last night in Schenectady, then an explosion in the third. RPI took a 2-goal lead before Union came roaring back to tie it up. That's where it finished. There's a backhander on goal from Oros. Rebound, jam try in front. Still loose in front of the goal. Swept towards the point, right into the skates of Tomlinson. She'll take a slapper. Glove save made by Spooner, and she'll hold on. As the Engineers get the first couple of chances there, it was Blake Oros making a bid for his 2nd collegiate goal. Spooner made the stop. Another couple opportunities there. Interesting top line for RPI with the senior captain Horwood, Tomlinson, and the freshman Oros. Looking for some offense to come from another group other than the 2nd unit, which is Grigsby, Rapace, and Thomas. There's a puck swept out of danger by Horwood, who had an assist last night. There's a penalty coming up here. Backhander in front, pad save by Solander. We get a whistle here. Not sure what for. It's going to be a hook. We're going to have our first penalty of the game. So to go on RPI, 2.5 minutes into the first. Bohonics going off for hooking here. The senior out of Minnetonka, Minnesota, went to Minnetonka High School. Having a career year with 8 points in 25 games. She's played in every game so far this season for the Engineers. Face-off win for Union. They're on the power play as it's going to be gathered here. Streeter over to Shugart. That's broken up. Rapace wants to break shorthanded. To center, she'll dump it in. Swatted away by Ava Reynolds. Gathered by the Dutchman once more. Here's Reynolds. Freshman from Aurora, Colorado. 4 assists on the year for her. Streeter, good cross-ice feed. In stride into the zone comes Union. They'll stop it up at the wall. Erickson back. Joining the play now McLaren. That shot skips wide. Played around for Shugart. Nadrich in the corner. Had it on her skate. Now she'll throw it off the wall. Shugart, McLaren. And now back to McLaren. Off the feed from DePerio. Union changing its power play unit. That one into the skates of Ross and into the corner. And we regather at the wall. Broken up off of Cheyenne Harris's stick. But the Dutchwomen keep it in. Shot coming right in to the midsection of Solander, and she'll hold on. 16:10 on the clock, first period. That's just the second Union shot of the game. They have 44 seconds left on their power play. Shots are 3-2 RPI in this one. No score, of course. Here on RPI TV. Clearing effort towards the blue line, kept in. Shot off the wall by McLaren. Fed all the way down the ice by Whitney Wren, the junior defenseman from Troy, Michigan. As it's knocked down by Spooner. Left there for McLaren. 25 ticks on the Union power play. Kozakowski carrying to center. Not met with much resistance as she moves it into the zone. It's now going to be Hansen trying to swat it free. Harris makes a move behind the net to get loose. To the point. Streeter gets it back. Penalty about to expire. Wrist shot coming. That one's blocked by Wren on the try by Allie Devins. Engineers can't clear, however. They are back to even strength. As out of the box is Bohonic. Union still on the attack. They'll look to change here. Big 2 points on the line here for RPI, trying to solidify their spot in the top 8 as we head down the stretch here in ECAC hockey play. Of course, on the women's side, only the top 8 teams make the playoffs. Unlike on the men's side where it's all 12, top 4 get buys. No buys on the women's side, of course. The top 4 host 5 through 8 as it'll be Whitney Wren through center ice. Saucer pass too far out in front of the intended target, Horwood. It'll be icing on the Engineers. And we get a stoppage in play. 14:49 on the clock in this, the opening period of this one. Goals in yesterday's game. Jamie Grigsby had one, and so did Shayna Tomlinson. Grigsby 7th of the year, tied for the team lead now. Tomlinson picked up her 2nd goal this season. Emily Erickson, her 4th for Union. Caitlin Ross, her 3rd for the Dutchwomen, as they came back with 2 goals in a minute 5 in that 3rd period to tie things up. It was midway through the frame, still plenty of time left. The game went to overtime. In the overtime session, the best chance came from Jamie Grigsby, whose shot hit the crossbar. Engineers actually hit a couple of posts yesterday. As Union dumps it in. Behind the net now. Fed back to the slot. Shot coming. That one hit a boot. Hit Hansen. Towards the line. It will be kept in nicely over there by Davis. Down low. Josephine Hansen, the sophomore out of Copenhagen, Denmark. Engineers shoot it down. Davis finds it. A little bit of pressure from sophomore Taylor Schwalbe out of Anchorage, Alaska. And now Hayes. Megan Hayes off the wall. Gathered there by McLaren. Union looking to work out of its own end. And we get a whistle here. And a stoppage. Late scratch for the 2nd straight day was co-captain Lindsay Hilwa. So the RPI skating short one forward, but they've dressed 7 defensemen. So that includes Kendra Ferroli, a freshman from Irvine, California. Kimberly in the corner. Dug out by Thomas. On the pinch far side, moving in, DePerio, who's been playing, or excuse me, that was Kozakowski. I was going to say DePerio was playing at the point on the power play, listed as a center on the line sheet. Back into the zone come the Dutchwomen. Shot was blocked there on the try by Erickson. the senior out of Cross Lake, Minnesota. Tied for the team lead with the 9 points. Dumped back in by the Engineers. First one to it, Brandy Streeter. Union works it as far as center ice. They're blocked off there. Penalty coming up. They're going to get Tomlinson for body checking. And Dutchmen are going to go on the power play for the second time. Just over 7 in. They're 0 for 1 so far in the man advantage. Union's power play on the year coming in at 11.2%. Now 15 out of 135. The RPI penalty kill on the season, 79.2% entering play. They're now 81 out of 102 killed on the season. Killed off the only Union power play yesterday. There were only 3 penalties in the game yesterday in Schenectady. RPI 0 for 2 in the man advantage. Here's Devins to the far side circle. Wrist shot coming. Oh, back door wide open was Harris. He could have taken a deflection on the way through because she completely missed on it. Megan Hayes behind the goal. Scrapping there with a pair of Dutchwomen, including McLaren, and she finally wins the puck back with 1:20 to go on the power play. Devins cross ice into the zone. Kozakowski hit Russ. Behind the net now, Harris. McLaren, wrister, skips wide, looking for the deflection in front from Russ. Clearing effort between the 2 defensemen and out to center all the way down. Out of her cage is Kate Spooner to play it. Here's McLaren. Streeter back across, some space over there. Shugart up the wall, trying to clear Bohonic, get some help from Rapace. It's out to center. Solid crowd here at the Houston Fieldhouse today. Looks like we have a couple of youth hockey teams in the building. Shugart trying to stick handle in. Hansen diving play to poke it away. Now a chance to break. Thinking of coming out was Spooner. Now a breakaway, shorthanded. Grigsby and a save made by Spooner. Looks like she got it with the stick. It's a tough play. Jamie Grigsby red hot in the air. She had a goal last night, the opening tally of the game, her 7th of the season. And could not bury shorthanded on the breakaway there. Back comes Union though, penalty over, but they're still on the attack. Poke checked again by Hansen. And now she gets dumped in the corner. Penalty coming up on Union. Iwanski to center off the skate of Schwalbe, and we get a whistle because there's a skater down. It's Hansen. And for precautionary reasons, they'll blow the whistle. Although Hansen, very tough. You can see right back to her feet, back to the bench. She'll get looked at here, but RPI will go on the power play with 10:29 left in the period. It's going to be Shugart off here for tripping. RPI power play on the year, 14.4%, 16 out of 111. As I mentioned, they were 0 for 2 yesterday. Union on the kill, 76-91, 83.5%. Is a wrister through traffic, saved by Spooner. Rebound pops in the air, bounced on to Wren. She couldn't find it, and it's swatted all the way down the ice by the senior Allie Devins out of White River Junction, Vermont. And now Kimberly, junior blue liner out of Anoka, Minnesota. Got as far as the Union line where it's knocked right back down. A goal and 7 assists for Kimberly as she starts the breakout once more for RPI on the power play. That one's intercepted. Streeter, she wants to break in shorthanded. Shorthanded breakaway for the defenseman. Streeter, she put it wide on the backhand. Both teams now with shorthanded breaks, neither able to finish it off. As who wants it? It'll be Kimberly once more with a minute to go on the power play. Rapace. RPI changing the power play unit on the breakout here. That'll slow things up. Trying to make a move was Tomlinson, knocked away from her, and right back to their own zone. RPI has not entered the offensive end here on this power play. Now it's in on Solander. She has to cover. Now what you want. 41 seconds left on the power play. 9:09 left in the first. We have no score. Shots are 4-3 in favor of RPI. Both RPI and Union will stay in the Capital Region next weekend. They're both home when they take on two top 5 teams in St. Lawrence and Clarkson, who both, if you can believe it, lost last night. Clarkson losing for the first time in league play to Cornell, a team RPI has beaten this year, and also Colgate beating St. Lawrence. Tomlinson into the zone, got bumped off the puck. Kozakowski knocked it free, but the Engineers jump back on, and here's Schwalbe. Katie Rooney, good to see her back in the lineup. She missed a few games. Rooney up top for Horwood. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Wrist shot blocked and cleared all the way down by Katie Laughlin. Junior out of Natick, Mass. 5 points on the year for her, but doing the job on the penalty kill unit. Horwood bottled up in her own end. Penalties over. Both teams unsuccessful on the power play. RPI 0 for 1 now. Union 0 for 2. As we approach 8 minutes to go in the first period, Shayna Tomlinson, the junior from Guilford, New Hampshire, works it up the far boards. It's bottled up there. Back to Schwalbe. Good connection to center. Here comes Tomlinson. Trying to dangle through the legs of Ellis. Wasn't having it, although they give it away. Raspa trying to backhand it in front. Knocked free by Reynolds. Right back to Raspa. She had a good game yesterday. No points, but she was all over the place. This one might have hopped into the bench. It did. So we'll get a stoppage. Raspa generated some offense for RPI. Like I said, no points, but she looked good yesterday. As RPI is kind of mixing and matching here. They're going to skate Oros with Hayes and Raspa this time. That's what you have to do when you're skating a forward short to begin with. As I mentioned, no Hilwa. She dressed for warm-ups yesterday, but didn't go. So the fourth line, if you will, is Allie Tremblay and Katie Rooney. Davis, the slapper, save by Solander. Might have had to fight through a screen, at least visually, to see that shot as she reacted just a bit later than you'd expect Solander to, but she was able to get the pads together, keep it out. There's a puck backhanded out of play by Hayes, and we'll get a stoppage again. 7:05 left in the first period. Men are off this weekend. They played, of course, at the Mayor's Cup on Thursday. So, much needed break. Who played well against the 9th-ranked Dutchman, but fell 3-2 in overtime. A lot of pre-goals in that game. I guess it doesn't really matter. There's a puck flipped on goal from Hansen. Easy glove stop by Spooner, who was waiting in the butterfly to hold on. Face-off, one back. Union has it. Streeter. Thrown up ice. Here comes Ross. That's knocked down by Rapace. Thomas trying to carve it out to center. But back in come the Dutchwomen. Bohonic behind the goal. Finds Hansen. Quickly up the wall. Oros. Good connection to Grigsby. Had it pop off her stick. Engineers stayed on side somehow. But it doesn't matter because Kozakowski has it anyway for Union. Streeter connects to center ice. Trying to get loose was UN. But Easton UN had it for a moment, got it into the zone, but it was turned right back around by the Engineers. Here's Reynolds for Union. Uses the end boards to find Ellis. Ellis striding through the neutral zone. Still Ellis, drop pass, looking for Shugart. She makes a move. Rister and a quick blocker save made by Solander. Back into the zone. Kirsten Owanski, freshman from Marquette, Michigan. A goal and 3 assists for her in 24 games. Nice stick there from Iwanski, and she'll start the break the other way. Finding Tremblay. She'll shoot it off the far boards and chase. RPI changing behind Ali Tremblay as Tomlinson tries to track it down in the corner. Has it pinned against the boards for a moment. Horwood now trying to help out. Tomlinson keeps it in the zone. Just skipped over the stick of Oros. She'll fire it in deep. Horwood out of the corner. RPI changing defenseman. Oros in the slot, trying to turn and shoot. Rebound and a big right pad save on Tomlinson by Spooner. Good positioning there. I don't know if she saw the shot at all. It was a quick try. Here's Ferroli. Across for Wren. This is better from the Engineers off the base of the net. Tomlinson, Horwood to the point. Ferroli, wrist shot coming. That hit a shaft of Shugard's stick. And it'll be carried out to center. Wrapping poke check from Horwood knocks it free. Hit off the referee. And it'll be played again up the wall to Horwood, past her, past Raspa. And now Kozakowski. Shot near side, dangerous pass, gets all the way through. Worked up the wall by Erickson. Hansen, and now Hayes. On for Raspa. Fakes a shot, try to make a move, lost the handle. Puck in deep anyway. Streeter. Bohonic drags it down low. Throwing it off the back of the net was Raspa. Laughlin throws it through. Erickson out to center. Oh, a giveaway nearly. And then tripped up was Hansen by Erickson. RPI's going back on the power play. So what initially was a mistake by the RPI defense turns into a penalty here, and it ends up benefiting them. Good awareness, though, by Hansen to realize that puck was in a bad spot and go back and get it. Good stop and go from her. Draws the penalty. It'll be the second RPI power play coming up here. With 4:01 to go in the first, no score. Rapace up the wall into the skates of Wren, right back down low, fed into the slot. And Thomas was trying to find Kimberly there, but hit Rapace and allows the Dutch woman to clear. Whitney Wren to start things out for the Engineers. 2 goals and 3 assists for Wren on the year. The forward turned defenseman a year ago has stayed there now in her junior season. Rapace, stick handling at the hash marks. Back up top, Kimberly. Slap shot coming. That's blocked by bodies. Rapace finds it, takes a shot. That one's blocked as well. Another try over the top from Sabrina Rapace. Minute 16 to go on the power play. A chance to clear, and the Dutchwomen do. All the way down. That was Jordy Nadrich, freshman from Newtown, PA. 2 goals and 2 assists for her in her first year. Here's Tomlinson. Under 3 to go in the first, under a minute on the RPI power play. Their second. Kicked along by Kozakowski. Horwood. Schwalbe for Horwood. Drop pass, Hansen. Left-hand shot, trying to get free from Harris. Back up top, here's Josephine Hansen trying to settle down a bouncing puck. Backdoor play, looking for Bohonic, never got there as it was broken up and cleared by Russ. Back down behind the RPI goal, it's Hansen once more. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Josephine Hansen flips it right down the middle. Wide of goal. Played by McLaren, out of play. We get a stoppage, 4 seconds left, so this faceoff will come on the power play. 2:04 on the clock in the first period. Shots, there's 6 apiece, RPI and Union. It's about as even as you can get. As RPI is wrapping up its second power play, and now that it comes outside the zone, you can pretty much put it down as an offer. Face-off win for Union. Out of the box comes Erickson, and we're back to 5 skaters aside, although Union just ices it there. Just a little bit late on the dump-in. 2 seconds earlier, it would have been not an icing call on the visitors here. Face off to the left of Kate Spooner, I beg your pardon. Devins to take it against Megan Hayes. Poke to the slot, picked up there, trying to clear it out. Being harassed was Davis. It'll be McLaren back to play. Off the skate of Rooney, it pops right to Erickson. She'll take a wrist shot. That one's blocked, but it comes in on Solander anyway. Has to stick it away. Whitney Wren navigating her own zone, and now to neutral ice. Wren on the move. Still Wren trying to make a move around Davis. Into the corner, minute 20 to go in the period. McLaren tied up with Hayes. Good outlet pass. Here's Cheyenne Harris. Trying to make a move to her backhand, lost the handle, has to go pick it up in the corner. Towards the point, over the head of Streeter. Back to Union territory. This will be icing on the Engineers. 57.3 on the clock. Devins and Thomas on the faceoff, won by Union. Thrown into the slot, hit the skate at Devins. Shot coming from the point, fed in front. Right pad save by Solander. Another big stop in this game. Both goalies now have made trailing leg pad saves. Very similar type of play, keeping this game scoreless. 25 seconds left in the period. Hansen. Indirect off the end boards, waiting for it was Grigsby. Threw it into the feet of Nadrich. 14 seconds to go in the period. Engineers looking like they're just waiting for this period to be over. Scooped in the air to center. That should do it. 5 to go. Streeter trying to work it ahead quickly. 2 and 1, and before the shot can be taken by Shugart, the period ends. Union with an 8-6 edge in shots after a period. Both teams unsuccessful on the power play. Union had the only power play shot of the stanza. We'll be back with the second period. Your score after one, RPI nothing and Union nothing. You're watching RPI Women's Hockey on RPI TV.
Shots on goal, period 1. For Union, 8. For Rensselaer, 6. Say fans, Ben & Jerry's is located in the Scoop Union. Don't forget to stop by and grab your favorite flavor. From cow to cone, enjoy your scoop. Ben & Jerry's is proud to support RPI hockey. A couple of additional reminders, folks. Don't forget to visit the official online store for Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Athletics at RPIFanshop.com. Fans, Ryan's Wake is proud to support RPI Athletics. Head to downtown Troy and check out their new pub kitchen.
7. Is there paper in there? kind of small.
So now we have to rebuild in that time. So we run up, one of us is anchoring and shortening strips, and the other person's doing the graphics, and then after the graphics runs, it starts shortening. It's like the most stressful thing that's they would be working on that show. When I was saying, I would be building the 11 wall.
Underway, second period, RPI and Union. Shots were 8-6 in the first period. In favor of the Dutch women, RPI now skating from left to right across your screens. Dutch women from right to left. And we have an icing call. Send the face-off all the way down. Worked up the wall, trying to make a move was Rooney. He's knocked away, and back comes Streeter for the Dutch women. Across the red line, trying to dump it in. Knocked down right at the blue line, and nearly walking right in was Shugart. But Headed back the other way, bouncing puck at the line. Gathering with it is Sabrina Rapace, the freshman from Toronto. And now Shugart for Union, all by herself. Good poke check by Kimberly. Knocked it away. Now Rapace to center, good connection. Here comes Grigsby. Wrister coming wide. She'll pick up the carom on the other side. Rapace off the boards, coming over. Good read by Wren. She'll take a wrister right on, and a save by Spooner. She'll hold on to it there. Good jump to start the second for RPI in the scoreless game. Although a stark contrast to yesterday, RPI outshot the Dutch women 17-10 in the first period last night. 8-6 Union in that department here. There's a wrister wide from Katarina Sepper. Freshman from Lakeville, Minnesota, looking for her first collegiate point. Shot by Oros, deflects off a stick into the netting. Will face-off coming in the Union zone. Engineers have quickly evened up these shot totals, 8-8. A little over a minute and a half into the second period. Face-off upcoming. Pried away to the corner. Ellis. Reynolds. DePerio through center. Right back in Bohonic. She ran into UN. Union back to its own end. Ellis, harassed by Raspa, forces the turnover. Tomlinson in, wrister and a save. Rebound popped into the slot. It's poked out to center ice. Race for the puck. Look at the speed from Russ. She'll negate the icing. She just beat Hansen to the other end. Diving poke check made, wave off the icing. Union picking it up. Streeter connects to center. Chopped around. Oh, took her eye off the puck just a bit, Iwanski. And now Horwood, Engineers are onside. Toe drag, oh, nearly made it past Devens. Just knocked away from Horwood. Now right back in comes Rapace. Driving in. Poked away by Kozakowski. Rooney. Stick handling. Backhands it back to the point. Ferroli, a slapper. That one takes a deflection into the circle. Devens leaning on Rooney. Back to pick it up, Shugart. Streeter. UN to center. Jamie Grigsby, sophomore out of Whitby, Ontario, stands at 5'9". On near giveaway now they do. Rapace trying to just throw it right back towards Thomas. But the Dutchwoman will head the other way. Wrister from Streeter from center ice, knocked away by Solander. Indirect off the wall, here's Schwalbe. Shooting it in. Davis. Off the boards to center. Hansen has it there. Chop back in. McLaren. Gloved ahead by Bohonic. Union out of their own end now. Here's Erickson. Stops at the point. Fed to the middle. Tremblay. One hands it to center. Schwalbe. Hayes. Cross corner dump. She'll go off on a change. Tremblay breaks it up and flips it back in deep. Horwood. Race for the puck. She wins it. Centering pass out in front. Swept away by Laughlin. Now dumped back into the RPI end, but not before crossing center. So we will have an icing call on the Dutch women. 15-12 on the clock. Second period. Shots are 9-9. Score still 0-0. This is where we were last night. In fact, first goal didn't come till 4:12 of the third period. Tomlinson. Back for Kimberly. Horwood turns and shoots just wide by about a foot. Tremblay in the corner. Nice handoff there. Horwood circling. Poked away, but she jumps right back on it. Horwood trying to jam it now. Side of the cage. Pried away by McLaren. Good battle going on there. Wrapped behind by Harris. Pinching in Wren at the far boards. Popped off her stick by Davis. Jumps back on it. Puck high in the air. Jump ball. Comes right back down to Tomlinson's feet. Kicked along by Erickson. And now she's to center. Dumps it in. Union bench didn't think that she made the red line. Referees gave her the benefit of the doubt there. And now Oros with a good outlet pass. She's into the zone 1-on-3. Tries to make a move. Poked away. Back comes Shugart. Shakes off the check of Raspa. Shugart backhanding it. Off the side of the net. Picked up by Bohonic. She'll shoot it off the glass and all the way down. Will it have the legs for icing? It just barely does. 13:49 to go in the second period. RPI and Union are scoreless. Engineers 3-1-2 in their last 5. 3 of the last 4, they've gone to overtime. They beat Yale in OT, lost to Dartmouth in OT, both by 2-1 scores. As that one's in towards goal, Solander has to cover. And they tied Union yesterday 2-2 after the extra session. RPI's only other overtime game this year was at Robert Morris, a 1-1 draw. And we get a redo on this one. Rachel DePerio, the freshman from East Amherst, New York, tossed from the dot. She 6 points on the year, split evenly, 3 goals, 3 assists. Wren. Poked at by Apache. She gets it right back and clears it as far as center. Kozakowski across for Streeter. Through the middle, poked away from Devon. Now a centering pass just off the mark, or Rooney would have had a crack there. She feeds it into the corner. Rapace to the far point for Wren. Wren holding, waiting, still Wren. Some space, and she fired just high. Spooner had gone down to the butterfly, so there was some room up high, but Wren missed the net. Rapace giving away at the blue line. Second effort gets it to center. Back comes Grigsby for RPI. Engineers are just onside. Left there for Rooney. Rooney stick handling, drops it off for Grigsby. Cross ice feed, just misses Ferroli. She'll go back and pick it up and play it down low. Rooney skates through a couple of stick checks. RPI completing a change, 12:35 to go in the period. Puck in the air. That one hit the netting, and we'll get a whistle. Face off in the Union zone. When we resume, shots are 3-1. RPI in the period. 10-9 Union overall. Flip behind. Davis. And that one hit the skate of Cheyenne Davis. Catherine Davis. Too many Davises out there right now. Here's Thomas trying to make a move. McLaren. Bohonic. Raspa. Chipped along, stolen right back. Bohonic back to pick it up for the Engineers. Scooped into the offensive zone by McKenna Thomas. She'll go off on a change. Here's McLaren. Centering pass, one-timer, Oros, and a save by Spooner. What a stop there, keeping this game scoreless. Blake Oros absolutely robbed there. Best save of the night to this point, and has kept the Engineers off the board. Back comes Shugart, drops it off. Rister hit a body in front. Tomlinson ahead for Bohonic. She feeds Horwood, poked off her stick, and played out to center ice where it's gathered by Hansen. She'll go across for Oros as Bohonic was leading the rush. She'll drift back into her defensive spot. Now a good move by Tomlinson across for Horwood. Just couldn't connect, puck in the corner. Waiting in the slot area was Ellis to clear, but they can't get out of the zone. Tomlinson's passed it to skate, now she wants a change. That'll allow Union to move it to center, but it goes right to Iwanski. Lifted to the near wall. Gathered there by Reynolds. Broken up by Grigsby. Walking right in, and it trickled a little bit too far away. And Spooner was able to cover. 10:30 on the clock. Second period. Shots are now 11-10 RPI. The longer this one stays scoreless. Of course, it benefits the Dutch women. As it's walked right in by DePerry. It's popped off her stick. Good defensive effort. And now back comes Grigsby. She'll try to center for Rooney. That's broken up. She gets it back. So the longer it stays tied, benefits the visiting team, the team that has not had too much success in the series, but a team on the rise after shedding that very long losing streak. Dutch women up to 4 wins on the year, including their first ever program victory over Harvard last weekend. Into the zone, shot by UN was blocked. Lifted down low by Russ, but out of the pack comes Wren, and she wants to skate with it. Knocked away from her, right back into the RPI, and Amanda Kimberly back to pick it up. Played to the far corner. Collision over there. Hansen and Erickson ran into each other. Tremblay, nice move to stick handle to center. She'll continue to carry the puck. Flipped on goal, and a glove save. Rebound loose, and leaping over the pile was Tremblay. She gets a couple of shoves, but you can't really blame her there. Spooner did not hold on to that puck cleanly. And you're going to keep skating if you're Tremblay until you hear a whistle. And that's exactly what she did. Did her best to avoid running into the Union goaltender. Behind the goal is Davis. Erickson to center ice, nice move. Into the middle of the ice, but great back check by Tomlinson. Separates her from the puck. Tipped behind by Solander. 8:45 left, second period, no score here. Engineers with a glorious opportunity here in this period. Blake Oros, as Hansen lifts it on goal from neutral ice. And easily caught again by Spooner. Spooner kept the pads together and denied Blake Oros of her second collegiate goal in this frame. Shots now 13-10 RPI. They've taken over control for the most part. As Union leads the 2-on-2 rush the other way. Saved by Solander. Rebound popped away, and then she covers. And the Sharks were out again. This time the Union forwards trying to jab away. Devens and Shugart looking for a rebound. Didn't get it. As Solander covered up in time. Had it pinned against her right pad. Draw coming here, clean win, back to Reynolds. Into the slot, a backhander, an easy stick save for Solander there on Devins. And now Raspa, after Ellis fell down, carries back the other way. Raspa dumps it in, Reynolds back to play. Around for Shugart. Shugart to center, hits Schwalbe with it. And she'll get another chance. Shugart in. Double teamed in the corner. She'll just pin it against the boards and wait for the Dutch women to complete their change, and they do. And she'll pin a little more. Backhanded back to the point from UN. Streeter or wrister, that one skips off a leg into the corner. Kozakowski. Knocked away from Wren. The defenseman Kozakowski continues to pinch in. Loose in the slot. Grigsby digs it out. High off the glass to center. Streeter swatted free. Raspa wants to keep it moving. DePerio to the RPI line. Fed through, loose puck, and it's going to be Sepper to come away with it. Up the boards, glove down, Kozakowski keeps it in. Coming up on 7 to go, another glove down play by Kozakowski. Wren, Raspa. Fed through, chopped at by Rooney. Gathered again by Union. Laughlin off the boards. Turning and dumping in was Davis. Spun off the puck, Wren, glove down Tremblay. Finds Rooney, she'll turn back in her own zone. Ran into some interference there, and it's carried back the other way. Shot by Hayes, that hit a skate. Picked up again by Hayes behind the goal. Megan Hayes at the point, now Kimberly dumps it in. To the near boards, Zawoski thought about pinching, then she backs off, and Union shoots it down the ice. Wave off the icing, say it was touched. 6:10 to go in the second. Laura Horwood up the boards. Hayes will dump in and change. Ellis to center. Shugart behind everybody. It'll be tracked down by Nadrich. Centering pass. That one got to Stugart, but that was it. She was closed off quickly. Outlet pass. Tomlinson trying to break. So does Oros. It's a 2-on-0. Oros in. Shot off the post. Rebound. Pad save. Horwood again. And it's covered. Under some bodies maybe. We play on. It's not covered. I beg your pardon. Still loose in there. I can't believe we didn't get a whistle there. And now it's back out to center ice. And here comes Shugart. She wants to break. Shugart in. Wrister blocked into the netting. And we get a much needed break. 5:15 on the clock. They might want to look at that one again, although doesn't look like anybody else wants to. Oro's shot hit the crossbar, I guess, or post, and out. It looked like they stopped skating. At least a few players did, and Horwood had another crack at it, and a right pad was needed. A right pad save from Spooner. It was a 2-on-0, and that puck, well, I don't know where it hit. Looks like it hit the post. They're not going to look at it. Maybe they will. Nope. See, it was off the pipe. Fed in towards goal. Sticks aside by Solander. Chopped at by Thomas off the boards. Now maybe another chance to break. Here's Grigsby with Rapace in. Grigsby. Still Grigsby. And she's finally pushed into the end wall. Lost the puck. DePerry. Oh. Far side. Russ. Forced the shot behind. Rolling puck. Trying to swat at it. Here's Russ. Now Kendra Ferroli for RPI. Grigsby. Outlet to center. Broken up. Offside. as a handful of Dutch women had not touched up yet. And the puck hit Eriksson. 4:24 left in the second. No score. RPI and Union. Face-off won by Union. Davis gets it back from McLaren. Eriksson skips off her stick. Chipped up the boards by Kimmerly. Carried on by Schwalbe. Schwalbe in. Stops there. Fed to the point. Kimmerly walking in. And now Wren. Nice move to get free. Wren, a shot right on and a save made by Spooner. Engineers inching closer. This game very reminiscent now of yesterday. RPI in that second period picked things up. They had their opportunities in the second. We just weren't able to score. Finally broke through in the third. Hoping it doesn't take that long this time around. Hansen gave away at the wall. Streeter to center ice. Here's Hansen. Across for Bohonic. Lobbed on further. Horwood, saucer pass. Tomlinson in, pulls it back. Trying to make a move. Good defensive play there by Kozakowski. And now back to center. Shugart. Broken up by Horwood. Run into by Bohonic. And they're offside. 3:28 on the clock now. Second period. Shots are 16-13 RPI. We'll have a draw just outside the Engineers' end. Rapace out there to take it. This time she flanked by Rooney and Raspa. Face off for Union will be taken by Rachel DePerio. Won cleanly by the Engineers, Rapace. And now Iwanski trying to move it through center. Threaded the needle there to Rapace trying to center. Raspa one-timer over the top of the net. A great play all around by the Engineers. Just no finish there from Raspa. Turning with it. Ellis. Centering pass all the way through. McLaren will keep. Walking in, a wrist shot. That one takes a deflection off of Wren and went just wide on the other side of Solander. Playing without a stick was Rapace. That one, the right pad stopped. Now into Rapace. Went back to pick up her loose twig, and now it'll be picked up by Rooney. Rooney up the boards for Raspa. Raspa trying to make a move into the corner. She'll waste some time. RPI changing. Flips it up the boards. Bohonic. She'll carry in deep. Hannah Bohonic all the way around. Still Bohonic. Left it there for Hansen. The two defensemen hand it off at the wall. Now Schwalbe makes a move. Loses her defender. Tried the wraparound and not able to glove it was Spooner. McKenna Thomas cycling for Schwalbe. Works it down low. This is a big line out there for RPI with Thomas, Schwalbe, and Grigsby. Now back to the point. Hansen keeps it in. Along the wall, off the wall. Grigsby a wrister right on and a save by Spooner. Exactly 2 minutes to go in the second. Still no score. Engineers are finding most of this game being played in their offensive zone, but nothing to show for it yet. One back to Hansen. Thought about a shot, now takes one. It's blocked and swatted to the corner. Horwood centering, backhand Tomlinson, turns and shoots. Loose in front, it's between the legs of Spooner. And I don't know how she saw it. Tomlinson questioning something, I'm not sure what. I'm not sure how Spooner got her legs together in time to make that save. It looked like Tomlinson had the 5-hole measured. Somehow Spooner kept it out there. Win it back. Here's Grigsby. Double shifting here. Now with Rooney and Rapace. Carried to center ice. Kozakowski Devin, shot and a pad save. Rebound out in front. Trying to find it. It's finally gathered by Nadrich. Shugard. Down low. Allie Devins. Shugard again. She's wrapped up by Rapace. Wraparound try. Oh, at the base of the net. Shugard. A little bit impatient with that shot. Didn't get all the way around to the front of the cage. Centering pass out in front. Put just wide. On the try there by Laughlin. No, another centering pass. Good tie up by Wren. As Shugart wasn't able to get her stick on that. Union with some offensive zone pressure time now. Reynolds knocked away by Grigsby. Fed to center. Here's Katie Rooney. One-on-one. Rooney trying to make a move on Davis. And it'll be Davis with it. Chipping in front. Oroz trying to find it. So did Tomlinson, but out to center comes Laughlin into the bench, and we get a whistle. 16.6 seconds left in the second. Up the boards now. Horwood. And now Bohonic. 2 seconds to go. Behind the net for Hansen, and that'll do it for the frame. Engineers with 12 shots in the period to Union's 8, but none of them were able to be stuck past Kate Spooner or Lavisa Solander. We are still scoreless after 2 periods. We'll be back with the third in just a few minutes. You're watching RPI Women's Hockey on RPI TV.
Shots on goal, period 2. For Union, 8, 2 period total of 16. For Rensselaer, 12, 2 period total of 18. Say fans, are you hungry? Download the Melio app tonight. Tap, order, sit back, and relax. Place your order at Melio.com or on your Melio app with promo code RPI and receive $5 off your first order. Melio is proud to support and feed RPI.
I should have told him you were here. We needed one by the second period, you know?
Okay, folks, at this time, we'd like to invite you to come down close
same
to
thing
the
happened again.
boards.
CJ.
Compete in the Lions Wake Chuck-a-Puck competition. The person whose puck lands closest to the center edge will be the winner.
Yeah, we were over there, but we just scored in the third period.
Give you a minute. Move down.
That'd be really nice.
Okay, fans, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chuck your pucks.
You're missing some sewer shots can make your life easy with all of our grazing products. Whether you're grazing on a hill or picking up tension, egg beaters, hot and cold subs, deli dogs, chicken tenders, meatballs, and introducing Stewart's new green salads. Eat and taste it. And the made of Stewart's kitchen, along with our soups and hot entrees. Available as bowls or down in packaged meals. Warm up with Stewart shots for the easy.
Here we go, third period from the Houston Fieldhouse. RPI and Union women's hockey on RPI TV. Shots are 18-16 Engineers after 2. After RPI outshot the Dutchwomen 12-8 in the second. Individual leaders. Haley Shugart has 4 shots for Union for their 16. And 5 players, have 3 shots for RPI, spreading out the wealth there. Jamie Grigsby, Josephine Hansen, Blake Oros, Shayna Tomlinson, and Laura Horwood. And trying to dangle out in front was Horwood, knocked away again. And then Tomlinson. Shot through traffic, and it's gloved by Spooner and the try by Hansen. And it takes a look to the rafters there, wondering what the Engineers have to do to get one by Spooner. 26 seconds, into the third period. Face off, out to center, Bohonic. On for Rapace, who carries in. Pushes it down low. Around behind from Catherine Davis. Tap to center, kicked at there. Laughlin can't corral it. And now picked up by Rapace, who shoots it right back in. Wrapped around, here's Raspa. Puck out to center. Picked up by Amanda Kimmerly. Just delivered cake to the press box, and it was a bit distracting. Luckily, nothing happened. 1 minute and a half into the third period. And now flipped in by Hayes. It'll be tracked down there by Reynolds. Guess we have to wish a happy birthday to Milani Neal on the RPI women's tennis team as the puck is flipped in front. Gloved by Spooner again as Tomlinson was crashing. They announced the birthday, Milani's birthday. She works here at the Houston Fieldhouse as a student worker. Also, as I mentioned, on the women's tennis team. They get back to their spring season in, I believe, a week or two. Here's Vahanik, a slap shot through traffic, hit bodies. Oros with another crack, that's blocked as well. Out to center it goes. Vahanik will try to backhand it back in. Here's Oros. Vahanik spinning with it. Played on further. Tomlinson. Puck in deep. Shot coming in a goal! Finally, they break through. McKenna Thomas for their 8th goal of the year. Good feed out in front, and Thomas buried it top left corner for a 1-0 RPI advantage. One thing you have to like about this group for RPI, they're scoring more goals, but it's coming from a number of different players. Union takes the timeout here, just 2:40 into the third period. RPI with a 1-0 lead. Thomas has 8 goals now. Rapace, the freshman, 7. Another sophomore, Grigsby, 7. Laura Horwood, 4 goals, 9 assists. 5 goals from the defenseman Vahanik. So the offense is coming from different places, and a lot of them younger players as well. It's good to see for the Engineers. Thomas breaks through here. Sophomore from Heartland, Wisconsin. Played for the Chicago Young Americans. The line has some size as well. Grigsby at 5'9", Thomas 5'8". Both of them sophomores, and then the freshman Rapace listed at 5'5", but she plays much bigger than a 5'5" hockey player would. Very strong build. There's a shot coming in, a save by Solander. RPI has to be careful. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead early in the third period last night, but Union scored 2 goals in a span of 1:05 to pull even. They have to not let off the gas here. Just the 1-goal lead, but have to imagine the Dutchman will push back here. Have to be able to withstand that as well. Eriksson knocked down by Hansen. Eriksson throws her hands up looking for a call, doesn't get it. Good connection to center on the indirect, and here comes Thomas. Shoots it in deep. Puck popped up in the air off the end boards. It'll be shot around. Kendra Ferroli pinching in. Shoots it right back down low. Kicked at by Grigsby. Grigsby looking to cycle, but it's read well and picked off by Catherine Davis. Senior from Milton, Mass. Works it as far as center ice, where it's carried right back in by Wren. Whitney Wren dangling in right to the net, over the top of the net, and it comes down on the other side. That puck just danced across the top of the cage. Now Wren again in. Shot right on. Saved by Spooner, and she holds on. Shots now 22-16. RPI with a 1-0 lead. Shot by Tremblay, sticked away by Spooner. 1-0 RPI. McKenna Thomas's team leading 8th goal of the year. Puck's behind the goal. Here's Schwalbe with Tremblay. Reynolds for Union. as is Devon. Played towards the boards. Nadrich to center. Gathered in by Rooney. She'll play it across to Iwanski. Off the wall, carried on further. Here's Taylor Schwalbe. In. Rubbed off the puck. Oroz came as close as you want to be to a body check there. Pulled up at the last second to avoid the infraction as the puck is moved out to center. Shot back in by Hansen. Backhanded towards the blue line. A little drop pass there. Bohanek wasn't looking for it from Tomlinson, and that'll send Shugart back the other way. She's stood up by Hansen as she goes spinning back towards her own goalie. So does the puck. It's covered by Solander. Shots now 23-17 RPI. 14:47 left in the third period. At the point, Kozakowski in on goal, knocked away by Solander to the corner. Swatted towards the point, leaving the wall was Streeter. She'll have to go back to the neutral zone to pick it up. Now Bohanek in her own end. On for Josephine Hansen. Captain at the point. That was Russ. Down low now, Katie Laughlin. Taken over by the Engineers, it's Tomlinson to center ice. She'll dump it in. Back to pick it up is McLaren. Stick handling is knocked away from Harris. That being Cheyenne. Now Whitney Wren for RPI. Pass eludes Sepper. And she'll try and track it down in the corner now. Here's Erickson. Stops on a dime, spins it back to the point. Streeter, slap shot coming. That one whistles wide. Along the ice, Stevens a try. That misses behind the goal. Erickson now for the Dutchwoman. Looking to cycle, Devens. Quickly back to the point. Streeter or Rister, that one goes wide left. Caroms around to the near wall. Kept in there by Harris. And we get a whistle. And a holding call. Penalty. First of the period, RPI will go on the kill. With 13:18 on the clock, they're going to get Whitney Wren for holding. Third power play of the game for Union coming up here. 0 for 2 with a couple of shots on goal. Wrist shot coming, blocker saved by Solander. Behind the goal, here's Devens. On for Cheyenne Harris. Harris or Rister, that one hits skates. Pops right back to Devens. McLaren walking right in and just missed high and wide. Engineers gave McLaren a lot of room there in the middle of the ice. And she gladly took all of it. Walked it right between the circles before ripping that one over the top. Here's Russ now. She's ganged up upon. It's puck moved to center. That's as far as the Engineers get into the zone before it's pried away. Minute 13 to go on the Union power play. 12:30 left in the third. RPI has taken a 1-0 lead. Bouncing puck at center, kicked along by Rapace. Short-handed, Sabrina Rapace into the zone. Waiting, finds Iwanski. She'll dump it in. Grigsby trying to keep it alive in the offensive zone, short-handed. Now Rapace again. Turns it right back into the zone. Trying to pull it back to her forehand. Spins back towards the wall. Union out to center. Here they come. Shugart. Carries along the boards. Looking to center. She'll wrap all the way around. Here's Streeter. 28 to go in the power play. Shugart shot blocked there by Kimberly. One of the best in the country at doing that. Rister again hits the skate. Penalty coming up here. It's going to be interference. No, a hook. Penalty over. Jordy Nadrich is going off here. That'll negate the final 17 seconds of the Union power play. They're 0 for 3. Naders trying to create some room in front of the net, or maybe trying to find the puck. And got her stick up in the midsection, one of the Engineers defensemen. That'll be a penalty. We'll play 4-on-4 hockey here for 17 seconds before the Engineers will have their third power play. Here's Horwood in the corner, poked away from her. Dug free, here's Horwood, trying to walk it out in front. He'll drop off to the point for Bohonic. Across for Horwood, didn't see the stick of Harris, poked it out to center. Power play time now for RPI, their third of the afternoon. Hansen taken down on her way in, but works it ahead for Schwalbe. Backhand in front, put wide by Tomlinson. Tomlinson again, on for Horwood. RPI sets things up on the power play. Hansen, one-timer Bohonic, didn't catch it cleanly. Horwood, carrying, slowly, hands it off to Bohonic. Up top for Hansen, waiting, thought about a shot. Spins around and nearly gave it away, finally does. It's cleared down. Union able to get a clearance and a change as Harris fires it down the ice. Hansen will start the breakout with about 50 seconds to go on the power play. Ahead for Thomas, the goal scorer so far. Gets a nice bounce. Lost the puck on the way into the circle. Union clears off the glass out to center. Kimmerly back to pick it up for the Engineers. Still 35 seconds remain on the power play. Coming up on the halfway point of the third period. Wren carrying. Ran into Thomas. Clearing effort will be lobbed to center. 15 to go in the power play. Thomas carrying. Drop pass for Grigsby. Grigsby works it down low. Rapace fires one through. Penalty about to expire. Maybe one more shot here. Wren. Far side. One-timer in front. Cannot be covered. One-handed by Thomas. No. Knocked away by Laughlin. We get a whistle. And what do we have here? Interference is the call. Not sure on who. 9:27 to go in the third. And they're going to get, looks like Streeter. So Union goes right back to the kill. Brandy Streeter off for interference. RPI already leading by a goal, looking to add to it here. Their fourth power play of the afternoon. Here's Hansen. Thomas. Centering pass in front. Save made on Tomlinson. Leaving it in the corner with Schwalbe for Horwood. Horwood on it now. Behind for Tomlinson. Back to Horwood. Horwood holding. Waiting in the circle. Trying to walk it in front. Still Horwood. Shot was blocked. Picked up by Bohonic. Up top, Hansen. A lot of pressure coming. Hands it off down low. Cross ice feed. Schwalbe a wrister. That one misses wide. Bohonic to the point. Hansen, one-time pass to Schwalbe. Dumps it right back in. Caroms around to the corner. Minute 13 to go on the power play. Hansen off the sideboards. Schwalbe back to Hansen. Schwalbe off the wall now. One-timer Bohonic and a kick save made. Union penalty kill. Pretty passive. They're keeping the Engineers onto the real dangerous areas and allowing Spooner to see the puck. Not a difficult save on the try by Bohonic. And now here's Rapace walking in. Shot coming off the post and out. 33 seconds to go on the power play, and the puck moves to center. Chance for a 2-on-1 maybe. Kozakowski across. Walk right in. Saved by Solander, and the second try put wide. Russ with the initial shorthanded shot that Solander saved. Kozakowski missed wide on the second effort. And with 15 seconds to go in the power play, the Engineers are going to get one more rush here. Jamie Grigsby. Cross ice pass. Thomas into the zone. 5 to go on the man advantage. Thomas in, around the net. Looking for help. Out in front for Hayes, and it's knocked away. Grigsby, Hansen, bouncing puck. We're back to 5-a-side as Russell flip it out to center. Into the RPI zone. Back to pick it up, Megan Hayes. She'll turn back the other way. Hayes to center ice. Pokes it off the skate, of Russ. But a heads-up play by Union not to change players there. As Russ was stepping off, the player coming on didn't step onto the ice until she was completely over the boards. As to avoid the too many men call. Played up the boards now, Hansen. Shugart in, wrist one wide. Iwanski. Tie up in the corner now. Back to the point. Here's Streeter, wrister on goal, easy glove save by Solander. Iwanski had Shugart tied up. We'll get a face-off in the RPI zone. Just a 1-0 lead for RPI. 24-21 of the shots in favor of the home standing Engineers, who are looking for a big 2 points in the ECAC hockey standings. Shot around by Wren. Davis drops it back. Letting it run, Erickson to Ferroli. She'll lob it to center. Poked on further. It was a good touch from Oros. 3-on-1 for RPI in. Pulled down was Horwood. Shot and a goal! Laura Horwood from her knees buries it and one. The power play will come. Engineers take a 2-0 lead. It's the 5th of the year for Laura Horwood, who's had a fantastic weekend, culminating with that one there. It was a pretty shot and a highlight reel finish for the senior from Belleville, Ontario, who gets extra helmet taps on the bench from McKenna Thomas and Meg Hayes. 5th power play coming up for RPI on the trip. Unlike pro hockey in college play, you still get the delayed penalty. Cheyenne Harris is the one called for tripping. So it's an even strength goal for Horwood, her 5th of the season. And a power play for the Engineers to boot, their 5th. They're 0 for 4. Engineers shoot it in. Fed down ice and all the way down. Shot to the corner. Kimberly. Rapace. Chips it off the boards. In the corner, Grigsby. Off for Thomas. Back to the point, Rapace. Grigsby. Fed across, one-timer Wren, fanned on it. She had a lot of net to shoot at, although it wasn't a great angle. Spooner hadn't gotten it over at all. Now another backdoor try for Wren, swatted away. 2-0 is the RPI lead. Goals from Thomas and Horwood. Wren in, drops it back, Kimberly. Grigsby, a wrister, that one held onto by Spooner. Here's Hansen off the draw. Slap shot coming and a save again by Spooner. Another draw here is Hansen. Bohonic. Horwood. Bohonic again, fed across. Now Tomlinson. They now cleared out to center ice. .3:14 to go, 2-0 RPI leads. We'll keep an eye on Spooner. But right now the Engineers are breaking into the zone. Pass a bit behind as Rooney's feed was deflected. Devens to center ice. Dumps it in, now Grigsby. Off goes the netminder with 2:26 left. Trying to clear it out. Bouncing puck. No, play in front and they score. An extra attacker goal. Looks like it's going to be Katie Laughlin with the goal. Her third of the season, and it's 2-1.
Call is under review.
They'll look at it. So we'll take a quick break.
Play is under review.
From this angle, you can't tell. You're reviewing offside. From this angle, you can't tell. If I'm down where I normally would like to. want my opinion.
No goal. No goal. Game clock is being reset. 2 minutes, 13 seconds. 2:13. No goal, no goal.
So they went back and looked at it, and the Dutchwomen were offside by maybe an inch or two entering the zone. They have the ability to review that here, and that's why it's no goal. So still 2-0 RPI. Back to the net. Goalie's back in, Noah. So they reset the clock to 2:13, and now into the zone come the Engineers. Tomlinson. And that might be the first time in this building's history that we've had a goal not allowed by video review of an offside play. Maybe a bit of history being made here this afternoon. Only one that I can recall. And a good review for the officials. I'm not sure who called for it, whether it was the coaching staff or the Engineers that saw something, or the referees that wanted to look at it on their own accord. Either way, no goal. Here comes Nadrich into the slot. Save made by Solander. But a big, big call in this game is now it's a 2-goal game again. And now a shot and a goal! Haley Shugart, her 6th of the year. And it's a 1-goal game again. I don't think they'll have to review this one. With 1:20 left and the goaltender off, Union scores. So it's a 2-1 game. Back to the net goes Spooner. Union dumps it in. Empty net again for Union with 1:11. And we get a whistle. Two to 1 is the RPI lead. Noah, 111. 111. The goalie's off at 111. You didn't get it again. Minute to go in the third. Centering pass, broken up. Picked up Tomlinson. She has an empty net to shoot at. Crossing center, flipping it forward, and we get a penalty. Interference. And why? Wow, Schwalbe, away from the puck, takes an interference call. With 47.5 left, so we'll have 6-on-4 hockey here. This one's certainly not over yet. Just a 1-goal lead for RPI as Haley Shugart has pulled the visitors within one with an extra attacker goal.
RPI penalty number 23, Taylor Schwalbe, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 19 minutes, 12 seconds. RPI penalty number 23, Taylor Schwalbe, 2 minutes for interference at 19:12.
6-on-4, shot and a save by Solander. We'll have to draw it up again. What are they going to do? They're going to look at something? Oh. Timeout. 28.4 left. Timeout on the ice.
Timeout RPI. Game clock is being reset to 29.8 seconds. RPI Netherlands lead reset to 1 minute 42 seconds.
Those would be the two.
Norwood, right? Norwood is the other.
Like of the mistakes we could have made in that stage, it's probably the most preemptive.
Six on four with an extra attacker and a power play for Union. 25 seconds left. Battle for the puck along the boards. Engineers will be happy if it stays in the corner. Finally out towards the point. Harris. One-timer. Behind the net. Poked along. 8 to go. Harris again. Up top. Wrist shot coming. That one hits bodies. Engineers can't clear. Again a shot. That one hits the foot of Horwood. And the Engineers hang on. A fitting block right at the end by Laura Horwood to keep that shot from heading towards goal. Engineers hold on for the 2-1 win. They pick up their 6th league win of the year. They're now 9-15-2 overall. The Dutch women 4-21-1, 1-12-1 in ECAC Hockey Play RPI 6-7-1 in the conference. Congratulations to Kendra Ferroli. She picked up her first collegiate point on Horwood's eventual game-winning goal here in the third period. Much like last night, they waited till the final frame to start scoring. Final shots 28-25 RPI. Face-offs were 30-28 in favor of the Engineers. Still no power play goals in this one. RPI 0 for 5 the man advantage. Union was 0 for 4, including that last chance there with the goalie pulled. A goal was waved off in favor of RPI against the Dutch women. Turned out to mean something here as RPI wins by that 1-goal margin. I'd like to thank you for watching today's game. Once again, your final score from the Houston Fieldhouse was RPI 2, Union 1. This has been live coverage of RPI women's hockey on RPI TV.